We're looking at probability specifically from two-way tables, and I've got a question on the right hand side and then I'm going to do an explanation on the left hand side. The question on the right hand side is one that my students did in an end of year assessment, that's why I'm doing this video, but I thought I'd do a more general explanation just in case people needed to know a bit more. So we started off with some information about a class of students, 17 boys, 28 of them of this class of 32, 28 handed their homework in on time and 12 girls handed their homework in on time. With a question like this, and they're quite common to GCSE in fact, where you need to create the table. So if we start by creating a two-way table, well, we've got boys and we've got girls, and we've got the fact that they either did hand their homework in or they did not. You often see that notation for something not happening in probability. Put a little hat on it, flat hat. And what we can do is we can fill in the information here. So altogether there are 32 students. That information always goes down the bottom right. 17 are boys, so the number of boys is going to be 17. 28 handed their homework in on time, and 12 girls handed their homework in on time, so know that's 12. So that's the information we've got, and then it's just a case of filling in the gaps. Well, there are 17 boys, 32 students, so we can see there should be 15 girls. Well, we know that 12 of those girls handed their homework in on time, so 3 of them didn't. The 28 students handed their homework in on time, so that leaves 4 who did not. And there's a couple of ways of working out that there's one boy who didn't hand their homework in, and that leaves us with 16 boys who did hand their homework in out of the 17. Once you've got that information, then you can work out various probability based questions. This particular one, we've decided to look for the probability that a female student chosen randomly. That's always important because otherwise the probability wouldn't apply. Chosen randomly has not handed in their homework on time. So let's have a look for where we're looking. Not handed them in and being female. So that's 3 of them. So this probability here is there are 3 out of the class who fulfill our criteria out of 32. And that's our probability. Based on that, you may want to have a go at the question on the right hand side and see if you have understood what we've been talking about. So feel free to pause the video and see how you get on. So here we've got a teacher who's going to choose a pupil from their class at random. What's the probability that the pupil choosing will be a girl? Well, we can see that altogether there are 14 girls, and in the class altogether we've got 14 girls, 16 boys, so the class is 30. So the probability will be a girl is 14 girls out of 30 students. You'll probably want to simplify that. So if we notice that both numbers have a factor of 2 in them, we can simplify it down to 7/15. What is the probability that the pupil chosen will be left-handed? Well, if we look here, there are 3 left-handed students out of 30, and they've both got a factor of 3 in them. So we can simplify it down to 1/10. You could put 0.1. Then we've got a third question. The teacher chooses the pupil at random. She tells the class the pupil is left-handed. What is the probability that this left-handed pupil is a boy? So actually it's just cut down the number of people we're talking about. Apologies for that, just move them. So out of the left-handed students, well, there are 3 of them, and 2 of them are boy. So 2 boys out of the 3 left-handed students, and that's our probability, 2/3. I hope that proved to be useful for you and you've got a better understanding than you started with. Please leave a comment if you need to know any more.